Hello everyone to two cricket questions. My name is Rasesh Mandani. I cover cricket for Hindustan Times. Now, regular readers of HT might be reading some of the stuff that I write on cricket, but when we write on cricket in the print media, the digital media, the text, that is, our storytelling is different. It's a lot more detailed, but it can never be as engaging as digital media can be in the video sweats, and that's one of the joys of doing digital. So that's the whole idea behind this cricket series, that we want you to be a part of this. Do send in your comments if what I am talking is making sense, good, bad, ugly. Do write in and also tell me what you want me to talk about. We'll take up two cricket questions every time. The first one will be a topic of the day that you might want to know in slightly greater detail, and the second one will be a less intense question, something that I will give to you to chew upon. So let's get cracking with what else but IPL. The IPL is now less than 1 month away, and it is not going to be called the Vivo IPL. As you may know, it's going to be called Dream 11 IPL. But the valuation game has changed dramatically. We'll get to that first, but first, the reality hit that the BCCI has taken. That's because Vivo used to pay the BCCI about 440 crore rupees. The Dream 11 is now only going to pay BCCI 222 crore rupees. So that's a slash in value by half. How did it come down to that? Why did it have to come down to that? To understand that first, the Vivo BCCI relationship ended a few days back because with the whole negativity around Chinese investments in India, it's not that the BCCI took a cue from the investment sentiments in the country and decided and asked Vivo to go. If they had it that way, they would well have asked them to continue with the kind of money that they were paying. But the reality also is that Vivo also did not see business sense in continuing with this deal. Remember, they were paying the BCCI 440 crores. So 440 crores this year and another 440 crores that they would have had to pay for next year's IPL, which is now just about 6-7 months away, the regular April-May window in 2021. So that comes out to about 900 crore rupees in 2 IPLs and then another 100 crore of advertising. So 1000 crore rupees in a space of 7 months in 2 IPLs at a time when there is negativity around purchase of Chinese products amongst the consumers. So Vivo could not have recovered that amount. So they were looking at an exit. This was an opportunity. The BCCI could not, of course, go the legal route because they could not be sending a message that they're fighting a case to keep Vivo in the contract. So there really was no way that relationship was going to continue this year. Both the parties mutually decided to separate ways, at least as far as this year is concerned. We don't know how their future is going to be. But this meant that the BCCI went about scouting for new sponsors. So they approached the Reliance and the Tatas of the world, and the market response was, they told BCCI, currently we can't even pay you 200 crore rupees, forget 440 crores. So the BCCI then issued an expression of interest. Bids were invited. Dream 11 was the highest bidder with 222 crores. There were only two other bidders. Byju's bid for 201 crores and Unacademy, another education tech platform, they bid 171 crores. So the whole valuation game had changed dramatically. Let's also understand why the BCCI was under the pressure of keeping this high value deal. That was, of course, a result of this big ambitious bid that Vivo had made in 2017. And for that, we need to go slightly behind as well and to understand this whole journey of how the rights value have evolved over the years. Regular IPL viewers would know the first edition of the IPL was called DLF IPL. 2008 to 2012, DLF were the title sponsors. They paid the BCCI 40 crore rupees per edition. Then enter Pepsi. Pepsi deal's value was doubled, but that was over a period of 5 years that a new investor had come in, so there was a fair incremental raise, market experts said. So Pepsi agreed to pay the BCCI 80 crore rupees for 2013-2015 editions. Then they decided to exit with the whole spot fixing scandal and the negativity surrounding the IPL, so they made a tactical decision, enter Vivo. Vivo paid the BCCI in 2016 and 17 100 crore rupees. So that was a fair value deal, a fair incremental raise. And then the big year 2017 when Vivo made this bid of 440 crores. Remember, that was a time when a lot of these Chinese smartphone makers were engaged in this war for the Indian consumer. Amongst themselves, there was like the Vivos and the Oppos and the Xiaomis of the world who looked to provide a quality product as an alternative to the Indian market, to Samsung and Apples of the world. So that was when they were looking at IPL as a window to the Indian market for them. They were willing to make big investments. Vivo not only bid 440 crores, the next highest bid was Oppo, which was also 280 crore rupees. So to come to think of it now, the Dream 11 bid now does not of course match the Vivo bid, but even the Oppo's second highest bid made in 2017, even that is not being matched by Dream 11 this time around. So that is the kind of reality check that has hit the BCCI currently. So a lot of thinking to do for the BCCI, not just because of this edition's hit that they will take. This is, of course, they can tell the market that this is our extraordinary circumstances. We are staging the IPL in the middle of the pandemic. This is still a fair value, but will the value rights improve from this at all? That is something that they need to look at. And why is it that a lot of the other stakeholders around the IPL also get affected by it, and they make a hue and cry when there is a change in value? The franchisees, for example, everyone takes a hit. The whole revenue chain takes a hit. So I'll explain you this in slightly simpler terms. 440 crore is what Vivo used to pay. Dream 11 pays 222 crores. So that is 222 crores gone. 40% of that goes to the franchisees. So 40% of that is divided between the 8 franchisees, which comes down to a hit of about 15 crore rupees that each franchisees will take. So the franchisee will have to continue paying the players. They will have to incur the operational expenses. They will have to incur the travel expenses. But their profit will go down by about 15 crores or so because of a change in rights value of the title rights of the IPL. So everyone's taking a hit at this point in time. What about the future? Will Vivo come in again? Nobody knows. We don't know the fine print of that contract and the exit between Vivo and BCCI, but Vivo could very well tell the BCCI, even if they want to come back to the market in the next IPL, that look, no company at the moment is going to pay you 400 crore rupees. No company is going to, so let's renegotiate our deal. We'll stay in the league, but we'll pay you a lot less. And if nobody else is willing to pay that kind of amount, the BCCI may well have to agree to that. So those days of 440 crores are perhaps now gone for BCCI for good. At least one does not see that happening in the immediate future. Now, our second cricket question is going to be around the man of the moment. The darling of the masses, who else but MS Dhoni, who recently retired from international cricket. Now, he's not called Captain Cool for nothing. He's of course stayed cool through some of the most intense moments that cricket can throw up. There were also occasions when Dhoni's lost his cool. How many of you remember the last time Captain Cool lost his cool? It was in the IPL last year. April 11, 2019 IPL 12 CSK versus RR match in Jaipur. CSK was chasing and Ben Stokes was bowling. Ben Stokes did not lose his cool, MS Dhoni did. Stokes delivered what appeared to be a waist-high full toss. The on-field umpire gave a no ball. The batsman at the crease ran 2. So CSK assumed they got 2 runs, that the batsman have taken a no ball and still 3 balls to go. But that's not the way it turned out. The square leg umpire, Bruce Oxenford, signaled to the on-field umpire that he thought the ball had dipped. It wasn't a no ball. And generally, the on-field umpire relies upon the views of the square leg umpire and makes the decision. So the decision was reversed. Dhoni had already stood up from the dugout. He was standing at the boundary line. He could not control. He was fuming and he walked up to the on-field umpire, gave him a piece of his mind. He was wagging his finger. It is the angriest you'll ever see MS Dhoni on a cricket field, that too against the umpire. As it turned out, of course, CSK, that decision stayed, but CSK ended up winning that match. Santner hit a last ball 6, and that would have helped temper down MS Dhoni. But it also gave us a glimpse into what Dhoni was thinking at the time and the kind of pressure that he was feeling. Remember, Dhoni was at the time, there was a lot of talk about his finishing abilities on the win. He was desperate to win that IPL. As it turned out, CSK did not win the IPL that year. They ended up playing the finals, played brilliantly. Dad's Army, they were called. They went on to reach the final, but lost the final by 1 run. So it was a tough 2019 for MS Dhoni. Whatever it was, let's hope that is behind him now, and there's no doubt about the fact that he was an angry MS Dhoni through that 2019. This time around, now that he's made this decision, that he'll be relieved of all that pressure and will perhaps get to see the Dhoni of old. The Dhoni of old who did not always wait for the last ball to try and hit a 6. If the ball was there to be hit, he did not mind taking the punt and hitting the boundary row. Perhaps we'll see that Dhoni again. We'll wait and watch. Do send in your comments and stay tuned in and look out for the next video in this cricket series.